Hey guys, how's it going? Today, in this video, we're going to be looking at this $40 mechanical keyboard versus this $120 mechanical keyboard. And we are going to go through the differences and what makes this $100, $120, and what makes this $40. So, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is go through both of these products page. So this is the keyboard I had that cost a total of $40. And then on the right here is the Hades Durgod, which I have in white, which goes for $87 now, but was over $120 when I bought it brand new. So we'll start with the cheaper one first, the E-Yooso 60%. So what this offers, obviously, is it's a 60% mechanical keyboard, and it's hot swappable Type-C connection, which is pretty standard for all mechanical keyboards nowadays. And it comes backlit with LEDs, and it does come with software to be able to edit those LEDs into whatever kind of designs you want. It's compatible with Linux, Mac, Windows, obviously. Even says it was compatible with PS5 and 4. And then if we go look at the dimensions, it's a 60% keyboard and 1.6 pounds. So, in my opinion, that's really the only thing you're going to notice in difference besides the switches is the weight. So, what I did is I bought some budget switches, these Eco V3 cream blue switch more specifically, and I bought 2 sets of them, so I added another $20 to total. So this $26 keyboard ended up being around $40 total once I replaced all the switches in it. But like I said, it's hot swappable, it has LEDs behind it, and the only thing that's different about this Durgod Hades that's double the price is that it's got switches already put on it. So you can choose Gateron Brown, Cherry, RGB Silver, but you see as you select different switches like the Gaterons or the Cherry RGB Silvers, the price goes up. So we can also scroll down and see that obviously this is not hot swappable. So this keyboard will come soldered on and you cannot change anything about it. Obviously you can change the keycaps, but you cannot change the switches. So whatever switches you pick will be the ones that are in there forever. Whether with this one that only costs $26, you could go buy whatever switches you want and put them in yourself and still be way below this price point. Another thing is you're going to be paying for weight. So this is an aluminum frame. The bottom case is aluminum. And that's really what I've noticed about these higher end keyboards is aluminum frames or metal frames, and you're paying for a weight. So when you pick the keyboard up, there's no bend, there's no flex. It's a hard piece of metal to where you pick up this one, that's the $40 one. It's plastic. There's not that much bend to it, but you can still kind of tell that the quality is a little lower. So that's one of the things I've noticed about these mechanical keyboards, and the price differences in a lot of them is it's just the casing they're in. They weigh more, it's aluminum shells, and they look a little nicer and they feel a little nicer. So I've been using both of these keyboards for about 6 months each. The E-Yooso that I customized and this Gateron Hades. I've used each of them for about 6 months, and honestly, when they are in front of me and I am typing, I cannot tell the difference between which one I am using. If I think about it, yeah, I could hear the switches and the clicks, but for the most part, they're both 65% keyboards. They both have the same keyboard layout, and the heavier one doesn't move. The light one doesn't move. They sit in the same spot. My hands go over them and I type. So in my opinion, there's no reason to get a $120 keyboard like this. because they're honestly not worth it. It's just a kind of a status symbol, in my opinion. You don't need a $120 keyboard to do anything. One like this, or even the one that comes with your machine, will suffice. Obviously, we have mechanical keyboards for a reason, because they're better at gaming and typing accuracy and etc. and etc. But there is no reason that I foresee you having to spend over $50 on a keyboard, because like I just said, I've been using both of them on and off for about 6 months each, and I don't even know which one I'm using half the time I am using it, because it doesn't matter, because they feel the same, because they're both keyboards and they're both 60% or 65%. So it's really hard to tell which one's which kind of goes along with I'm saying that it doesn't matter if it's $120 or it's $60. At the end of the day, it's a keyboard, and if you put the switches in it yourself and upgrade it and make it how you like it and make it look cool and match the color of your setup, then more power to you. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't need to go out and spend a bunch of money on a keyboard. And I think it'll be a good experience for you to buy one of these cheaper brand keyboards like this E-Yooso over here, or they have a ton of different Amazon options that you can pick from. Different kind of percents, 60%, 65%, with knobs, without knobs, etc., etc. But doing that and then going to buy your own switch and lubing it yourself, you will have a better keyboard than any single one on this Durgod website, and you will be saving yourself a ton of money, because keycaps are not that expensive and neither are switches. So building a keyboard from one of these frames with the LEDs already installed is definitely something that I would recommend. In my opinion, I see a lot of people waste money on tech. And people will tell you, oh, well, it's this and it's that, but it's got this and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, a keyboard's a keyboard. At the end of the day, the camera you're watching me on can display an image, and they do the things they have to do. And when you start getting really technical about things, like how far your keys need to be pressed down until it actually presses a number, etc., etc., for the layman like me, that's not going to necessarily matter. What you're really looking for is an aesthetic keyboard that sounds good, that feels good, and that you would like to see on your desk every single day when you walk into your office. And saying that, like I've said already before, one of these keyboards right here will be better off just buying some switches, throwing them in there, lubing up yourself, than spending an ungodly amount of dollars on a keyboard. Even $70, I think, is too much. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. And just remember, don't get sucked into all that keyboard crap. Most of them feel exactly the same, and you can't even tell which one you're using most of the time if you have more than one, like me. So consider your options. Maybe go for the budget one and build it yourself and throw in some hot swappable switches and maybe some custom keycaps. So if you're interested in watching a video like that explaining how to do that process and customizing and making your own keyboard, I have a video right here I'll put somewhere where you can check that out. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.